What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine. And as always, we'll be breaking down all things trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career.
And welcome back, everybody. We
We're
took
back.
a nice little week off there for the holiday.
Yeah, how was your week off?
It was terrible.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Why?
remember the whole Sarah
yeah.
and Max both had COVID,
Yeah.
and I'm immune, but had to take off of work
Yeah.
all week, so...
But you came back in like a great mood, so maybe it was
Yeah.
like the nice little pause that you needed or something.
You know what? I think it really was.
Yeah?
It was a nice little... Well, I mean, it wasn't really like a nice vacation, because, like, Sarah was upstairs sick the whole time. Max was sick. I was taking
Yeah.
care of everybody.
Right.
But at the same time, it was nice because I realized, oh my God, I'm not there all week, right?
Right.
That's the baseline here. I'm not even there.
Right.
And what happens?
Are you talking about at home or at work?
I'm talking about at work.
Oh, everything went swimmingly.
Everything went so smooth, and it was
We were
such
fine.
It was such a critical point of the job. We're doing the roof. I was like so jacked up about it. Like, okay, what was it going to be, like Tuesday? I forget what week that was. It was Monday, or was that one of the holiday weeks? Did we miss the Monday? I forget.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was just Monday.
It was
Okay,
just
so I was like, yeah, Monday. We're gonna go in. We're gonna start framing the roof. We're gonna get all this done. We're gonna have the roofers there by the end of the week. It's gonna be framed up. I was so jacked up about it,
Right.
and then boom, Sarah gets COVID.
Yep.
The first domino falls in the Collins Crew household, and I was freaking out. I was like, no, I need to be there. I need to be there. They need me so much.
Yeah.
But it made me realize what a just well-oiled machine Premier Outdoor Living has become.
Yeah.
That I was barely needed. Aunt called me a couple times, probably mostly just, check in
feel
on me,
good,
make
yeah.
me feel good. But it was such a nice feeling
Yeah.
that at the end of the week, I was like, oh my God, all this stuff got done. We got a bunch of content. You filled in for me as the host of the vlog.
Yeah.
Just everything went so well.
Was it a nice feeling, or are you a little sad that it went so well without you?
No, it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. Hopefully it's not like a Captain Phillips situation, though, when I come back and you're like, I'm the captain now.
I am the captain now. Yeah. I am in charge of the ship.
Yep. So, but remember what I said about Steve Jobs?
They needed him to come back.
Yeah, they pushed him out, and then they were like,
they need to come
Steve,
back. Yep.
we thought you were just a little nuts. Turns out we need you, though. So remember that. I think that's enough about that. It was a really great feeling, so I'm proud of you guys. You guys did
Thank you.
excellent job
Thank you for that.
taking care of Biz while I was taking care of my family, so thank you so much.
You are welcome.
How was your holiday? How was your week?
It was great. It was it was fine.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
I feel like the
you wanna-
what?
Do you want to tell people what you got for Christmas?
Oh, I got a hot tub.
You got a hot tub.
But not like a fancy one that you need to pour a slab for. It's an inflatable one.
It's an inflatable hot tub. Do you have a nice spot picked out for it? Do you?
Well, we've bounced back between a couple of spots. We landed on the basement.
Basement of your home is a perfect spot for a hot tub.
So we called it a very Costco Christmas. All of our Christmas gifts came from Costco, and
Best place.
yeah, it was pretty fun. But I'm obsessed with hot tubs. I love them, and I want one so bad in my backyard. But we're gonna redo a bunch of stuff in our house, so we can't like commit to a location. So Pat was like, "Oh, I'll get her this. In the meantime, hot tub. It's inflatable." But then we didn't really have a place to put it. We were gonna put it in the garage, so we're gonna put it outside, obviously. Those things didn't work out, so now it's just going in the basement.
It's going in the basement.
In the steamy basement.
It's gonna be steamy. It's gonna be very steamy, and just wet down there. But
No,
I'm
it
excited.
has a cover. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but not when you're in it.
Yeah,
But-
but like,
I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
does the shower not get steamy when you take a shower?
Yeah, but you got the exhaust fan.
I'll crack a window down there.
You got windows down there?
Yeah, like the little
Okay.
little guys. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna keep me updated on it.
I'm gonna keep you
because
updated.
I also saw that at Costco, and me and Sarah looked at it and we're like, we should probably get this.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's only like what, like $400?
Something like that.
It was not very expensive, so I was
No.
like, I don't know about the quality of this thing. So you can test it out.
I will.
Let us know.
I'll let
and,
you know.
Then I
Yeah.
can put it in my garage.
Yeah.
So
And just to give everyone a visual of this situation, my
Yeah.
house was built in like 1902. My basement is like a literal dungeon. It's not like a nice finished dungeon. I mean, not a nice finished basement.
Yeah.
It's not a nice finished dungeon. It's like a straight up dungeon. So it's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
I'm excited to hear about it. So.
I'm excited for it to come together.
Yeah, it sounds like
Pat puts the self-leveler down, and that's all we've done so far for it. But we're getting there.
I'm sure it'll be done by the end of the weekend.
It better be.
Yeah,
It's my Christmas present.
There you go. All right, so what are we getting into this week? Please
First,
tell me
let's get
that.
into some drinks. I need a drink.
Okay,
I
you
am
need a
parched.
drink.
Yeah.
Okay,
What did you bring us this week?
All right, so we talked about last year we had champagne bottles, and
Yeah.
then you were like, "Why don't you get some small champagne bottles?" So I said, "Okay," and I went to the store and I looked around and I said, "Okay, Moscato, that sounds nice. I think
Mm-hmm.
it has bubbles." But then after I bought it, I was like, "I don't even think this is champagne."
It is not. No. But it does say light effervescence, so
Yeah,
we'll see how it
it
goes.
also says best served chilled, which
It
it
is
is
not.
So
It is
all
warm.
right, hey,
Warm as
what
hell.
are you gonna do? I think it's gonna be fun.
Adapt, overcome. Cheers
Yeah, do another year.
to another year. Oh, yeah. That's
that's
a grape
delicious.
juice. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that's so nice. All right. Last year at this time,
Yep.
we were just getting our legs under us. It
Yeah.
was like episode 5, maybe.
4. It was episode 4.
Episode 4.
Yeah, it
Oh
was our
my
New Year's
god.
episode. Yep.
And you went back for a little research to see about the goals that we talked about, which we're
Yes.
going to go over and evaluate how we did on those goals. And you said, "Oh my god, we were such amateurs back then. It's so much better now."
Yep.
Is it?
I think we've grown a bit as podcasters.
Wow.
And people, probably.
Probably, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, we'll get into that because we're going
Yeah.
to talk about what goals we set for last year. Mm-hmm. Well, this current year.
This
22.
Well, when this comes out, it'll be 2023.
That's
so.
true.
So, currently,
we're
we're in
going to go over
2022.
what goals we set, how we performed on those, and then how we're going to look forward. How we're going to set new goals
Yeah.
and what we're going to do to make sure that we give ourselves a fighting chance to achieve them.
Correct.
So,
Because
I'm
I hate to
excited.
be a spoiler, we didn't hit some of our goals. So
Yeah.
we're going to come clean about that.
Yeah,
too.
we're going to come clean about some of that. But according to 10Xing, that's kind of all, that's part of it.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just aim really high and then.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Correct. Yeah.
But
so
you're also just floating out in space at that point.
I know, but we
so
failed. It's hard to
There's
reconcile
some
in my
things
brain.
to learn from
There's-
and some things to adjust.
I will say this year was definitely a learning year.
Did you learn a lot?
I learned a lot.
I learned so much.
Yeah.
I feel like such a smarter, more knowledge-based person of life.
You are definitely advancing in your eloquency.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, so are you. Okay. All right. So let's get into the goals that we had set last year, and let's evaluate them. Let's give ourselves some grades on
Okay.
these goals. And do you remember what they all were?
Yeah. Yes. Do you?
Yeah, so do
We
I.
had a 1 million rule. We wanted 1 million total followers.
Yep.
We wanted $1 million in sales.
Yeah.
And we didn't really officially set the third one, but we mentioned 1 million minutes listened to in the podcast.
Yes.
And then we set some other personal goals. But that was our main.
Those were our main three. That
We
was
wanted
the
it to
theme.
be like catchy 1 million theme.
Yeah. Yep. And
So
all right, so let's take them one by one. We wanted
Okay.
to. You were fairly new at that point. You were going to be
Mm-hmm.
kind of taking on a lot of the content stuff, and we set a goal for 1 million total followers across our main like 4 platforms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the time, what were we at? Maybe 250. Maybe
I think we said it in the episode. I think it was like 300.
300.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just added it up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what we're at now?
No,
Not
me.
a million.
not a million.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we did make it.
But we're at about 640,000.
Okay.
So we've more than doubled,
Yeah, that's good.
which is pretty good,
Yeah.
I would say. Not our goal of 1 million, but also that was just kind of like I don't know, that was probably the one I was like least committed to. It was
Yeah.
just like, let's set this high goal, but basically the thing behind that was let's try to up our content, let's try to make more
Yeah.
engaging videos, let's have some more fun with it and see where that takes us.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to like, you can't really set out like a game plan to get to 1 million followers like you can with say sales and revenue.
Yeah.
So it was more of like a, hey, let's shoot for 1 million. But I think we did pretty dang good getting to 640.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think at the time we were like especially with TikTok, we it was like right at that point we had just exploded on TikTok for some reason, and
Yeah.
like we were kind of like gauging it off of that kind of explosive growth.
Yeah.
And I can't talk today. Explosive growth. So
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of clouded our judgment as to the goal, and I think that we both kind of knew 1 million wasn't.
It was a big
It was a
goal.
reach. It was a reach.
It was
yeah.
a reach, but you should always
But
reach high.
right, and we still. I mean, and we tried all year, and we tried our best with all that kind of stuff. And I really think that ultimately our content has gotten so much better over the past year. So
Yeah.
I think that
Mission accomplished.
in a roundabout way, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
And then next, what's next?
Next, $1 million total sales.
Total sales. How'd we do on
Total
that?
sales. Spoiler alert, we fell a little bit short. Not too bad. But
Right.
we did have we had a couple things kind of go sideways on us this year. So we ended the year at about 850,000.
Right.
So we missed it by a little bit, but and I think the year prior, I'll have to double check. I think we did like in between 600 and 650 the year before.
Yeah.
So still a decent jump
For sure.
for sure.
And if we had gotten to all the jobs that we anticipated we were going to do in 2022,
then
we
we
would've
would be
nailed
over
it.
it.
Yeah, we would've crushed it.
So
but
really,
what happened?
So really what happened was a lot of delays. We got delayed and one of our jobs exploded in size and scope while we were there. And then we hit some delays with their pool contractor, just not finishing their part on time, which kind of delayed us. And then we had just the recent grading plan engineering thing,
Yes.
which set us back a couple weeks. So between those two things, I think that's what really kept us short of our goal of hitting $1 million.
Not to displace blame.
No, I mean, ultimately
is
it's our
us.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely
It's our
fault.
fault,
But we definitely learned a lot from it. And I think really the biggest thing with the job that took way too long, and, you know, they added a lot of stuff and all of that, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit out of our wheelhouse, I'd say, the scope of it. You know, we were pouring a slab, we were building a foundation, we were doing a heated tile floor inside, we were doing accordion doors. It was insulated.
Yeah.
It was like, I think what I learned from that is it's awesome to stray out of our comfort zone for certain things like design details.
A little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time. But this was
Not all
just
at
like...
once.
We should have subbed out a lot of that kind of stuff. I looked at it as like, this is going to be really cool to try a bunch of new stuff. It's going to be like a different style of build because it's going to be built on a slab. You know, and it really turned into a full scale addition. It was insulated. It had a mini split system. So it had HVAC. It had glass accordion doors. It had the heated tile floor. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So...
And a huge amount of pavers.
Huge amount of papers, like 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It was a lot to pack into one job. And then on top of that, you know, the scope of it got bigger as we were building it. And the pool contractor just was not good, to say the least. Just kind of started.
With anything, yeah.
They said it would take roughly 30 days from start to finish, and it took probably like 4 or 5 months before they were completely done, and I still don't think they're totally done. So that kind of like threw us, I guess, into like a real tailspin, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
It just like threw
it impacted so much. Like because it was so delayed and then so much got added and everything, it kind of touched all of the jobs after that in some sort of way. And we're still not done. We still have to go back. So it's still affecting us.
They bought a tiny house as part of it, and then the people that they bought the tiny house from, there was all kinds of issues with that, and that kind of ended up holding us up to finish like right around where the tiny house was supposed to go. So we still have to go back for probably like a day or two when the tiny house is finally delivered and built or whatever. But it just kind of like knocked us off track pretty good. Like we were really churning through projects, and everything was going really nice and efficiently, and then this kind of like knocked us off, and it was already a really big project, which can have those like impacts on morale where it's just so overwhelming. It's, you know, you can kind of get burnt out, especially it was right in the middle of the summer, so it was like 1,000,000 degrees. It was
far, so everyone had to take like a really far drive every day to get to this place. Yeah.
So
it was
that kind of kicked us off track a little bit, and
it's like a disadvantage of only running one crew. Like that, I really feel I never really thought about like the advantages and disadvantages of more than one crew for us until that job. And I was like, oh, this is why
people do it.
This is why people do that.
Yeah,
They take on that extra stress because
Yeah. Yep.
it's taking forever.
Yeah.
But,
So,
we're back.
and we learned a lot.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me was we need to stick to really our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I
think, and like you said, I think it's great to try new things, but do it one at a time, not like everything on the job. That was too much.
Yeah, definitely. And just the amount of square footage of pavers was too much for us. We're not really built to do that kind of square footage. And also, probably the biggest thing, if somebody's getting a pool put in, we are not starting the project until the pool is in and finished.
Yeah.
Because I
Never
don't care
again.
what they say, they are liars.
Yeah.
They
That was
always
awful.
are. They always are. So that's going to be a new rule that we implement. If you're getting a pool put in as part of the design, you get your pool company to get that pool in and finished, and then we start.
Yes.
Because we were really banking on them sticking to their timeline, and it really threw us for a big loop.
Yeah.
So, something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Okay, so, and then the third thing, the 1 million
Third
minutes
thing.
listened to on our podcast.
Well, 1 million, Catherine, that was probably unrealistic. It's so many minutes.
Psych!
What did we do? Tell
We
us.
almost doubled it.
We almost doubled it.
Yeah, so that was
I can't
that was a
even...
surprise. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah. I think we just kind of like threw out that number. And
Yeah.
it was just kind of like... It was even more of like a random guess than the follower thing, because it was just like, we just started this podcast.
Yeah.
1 million minutes.
1
How long is that?
million
I don't
minutes.
even know.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That
So-
felt good to calculate. I liked that. So
Awesome.
Nailing
so
that
almost 2
one.
million minutes.
yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
So good on that.
So thanks for everybody listening to this.
Yeah.
That's thanks to you guys and gals out there. We do really appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
right.
what do you want to talk about? Our next year goals or like the personal goals that we set?
Let's talk about some of the personal goals. I think that would be good, because we really I think this year went on at least I did a journey of self-improvement,
Yeah.
self-learning.
I also feel like I did that. Yeah.
You did that.
I feel like I did that.
That's well, okay.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about it. What were some of the things that you set out that, maybe you weren't doing in 2021 that you were trying to do more regularly, and how'd you do on those things?
Well, in the episode that we did, we talked about I wanted to become a 5 a.m. person. That was my big one. And you wanted to start meditating.
Oh, that was my thing?
That was your thing.
That's okay. And you're not a 5 a.m. person.
I'm not. I'm a 4:45 person.
Are you still doing that?
Not this week. This week
okay.
because Pat was home from work and stuff. So
Yeah.
this week I slacked, but I knew that I intentionally slacked. 'Cause it's
Okay.
the week between Christmas and New Year's, and most people are like
Yeah.
off or whatever. So I took it easy this week. But beyond that, I'm ready to get back to it. I
Wow.
feel so off this week that I didn't
Really?
do my schedule
Yeah, you
thing.
seemed
So
off.
I probably was a little off. Yeah.
That's
But
so
yeah,
impressive.
I'm
You're
glad.
not doing
I'm proud
that
of
on the
that.
weekends, are you?
No, not 4:45. I still wake up early, but not
Okay.
4:45.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so good.
Yeah.
What were some other goals that you had?
We talked about like finding fitness routines and stuff, and just working more towards health than like looking tight. Or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
And I have been working out a lot this year.
Good job.
I still don't feel like I found like my fitness thing, but I have been on a journey of self-discovery, so I think that I have been incredibly active this year. So
Good job.
and I think I might be there with Pilates. I'm pretty
Yeah,
pretty
you've still
into
been
it.
doing that?
Still been doing it, pretty into it. So
Really?
yeah.
Wow, that's great.
So, and then my other goal was super superficial, and it was to buy a Ford Bronco, and I did not do that. But there's still 2 days left in 2022, so maybe
That's awesome.
it'll happen.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, first, round of applause. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Great
Thank
job
you,
to
thank
you.
you.
You really did a great job. Really proud of you.
Appreciate that.
My goals, I guess, were kind of similar. I do remember saying that I wasn't so worried about I wanted to wake up earlier, but I wasn't like committed to doing a 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
I've kind of bounced around different times. I was doing 4:45 for a little while.
Yeah.
I was doing 5 for a pretty good amount of time. And I found that lately I've been doing around 5:20. That's
your
kind of
sweet
my
spot?
sweet spot.
Yeah.
And it depends on where we're working and how far that drive is, because when I was doing 4:45, it was like too early.
Yeah.
And like it just too much time to dilly-dally.
Led to dilly-dallying.
Led to
That'll
dilly-dallying.
happen, yeah.
5:20 right now is like perfect. It gives me about an hour of time to and lately what I've been doing is stretching in the morning. So it's like sort of like a hybrid yoga stretching type of thing, and that's been great. I'm really enjoying that. And you know, I just kind of get to it. I do that for probably half hour, 40 minutes, and then I just jump into getting ready for work and head out the door. And that's perfect.
Perfect amount of time.
Perfect amount of time. So I did really well on that. And one of the other things was also the fitness aspect of my life, because I was the very proud owner of a full-blown dad bod at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And still got a little bit of that going on. I'm not going to say I got rid of that because that wasn't the goal.
That wasn't the goal.
The goal was health.
healthy.
The goal was health, and I have stayed probably as consistent as I ever have with working out and exercising this year, and I feel great. I lost about 20 pounds this year. 20 lbs.
Give you a round of applause. That's amazing.
Appreciate that. And I've been running.
Yeah. You have been running a lot.
I've been running a lot, and don't know if you know this about me. I was a cross-country superstar in high school.
We weren't friends in high school, but I did know that about you.
That's because I was like a cool jock, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
I was on the cross-country team, and I used to love distance running. And, you pack on a couple of extra pounds, distance running not so fun anymore.
No. Gets
No.
a little difficult.
Yeah, so I've been getting back in the swing of running and really enjoying that. And when I don't do it, I really feel like I'm missing out. So the last 2 days I didn't, and I felt like I was really missing it. So tonight I'm going to and I'll be nice and loosened up from the Moscato.
You're gonna run after this.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That might be the most thing. I'm shocked by that the most.
Yeah.
That you'll drink and then run. That
is
sounds like a
amazing.
bad day to me.
It's just Moscato. It's like juice.
That's true.
So yeah, and meditation
Yeah.
was one of my goals, I guess. I said that?
You said that in the podcast.
I said that in the podcast?
I think, we had our New Year's resolution episode, and then we talked about other goals
Okay.
afterwards
Right,
in our
right,
goal
right.
setting episode. So we got
Okay.
more into depth about that, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did pretty good for a lot of the year,
Yeah.
and then I kind of fell off of the meditation.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't feel like I was getting that much out. I don't know. I wasn't like looking forward to it and like really feeling like it was super impactful. So what I've been doing lately is that morning like yoga stretching thing
Yeah.
is kind of like meditation.
Okay.
My eyes are closed. I'm focused on my breathing, but I'm like stretching very slowly. I'm kind of doing some yoga moves, but I'm freestyling it.
Yeah.
So that has been super helpful, super beneficial. I feel like that not only limbers me up,
Yep.
stretches me out from all the running, but it also like calms my mind very much.
Yeah.
I have found that combining the breathing meditation stuff with the movement of stretching yoga stuff, it really like synergistically puts me into a mental headspace for victory,
Okay.
I guess.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's my thing right now.
Okay. Love that.
But I think overall, whether I've been switching it up or I've been doing a little of this or a little of that, I've still stayed pretty consistent with it.
Yeah.
There has been, maybe a couple weeks to a month where I kind of fell completely off of it, but then I would get back on it a little bit and try out some different things. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give myself a C- on that.
Okay.
C- on that goal.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself an A on the exercise.
Yeah.
Because
Well deserved,
I've
yep.
been pretty consistent. And again,
You've been good.
The goal was not to get ripped like, Brad Pitt. Because I could do that. That's like, but really focusing on the health.
Right,
That's the
that's
hard
it.
part.
That's the hard
So
part,
I feel like
yeah.
I really crushed that one.
Yeah, good job.
So thank you. You know what? Thank you.
You know, Sean, you deserve a round of applause.
Another one.
You had a great year.
I didn't want to mention it, but yeah, I do feel like I deserve that. Okay. Well, So I guess now, what's this? It's time to get into our new goals.
Oh, yeah.
Our new
2023,
goals for
looking ahead.
2023.
Oh. Before we get into our actual goals, I did hear something that I wanted to say about like what you should do for the new year and blah, 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 and different rituals that people do. And I heard about people going through their space. So whether it's their home or their office or their trailer or their mobile command center or whatever, going through their space.
Yeah.
And like actually writing out a list of all of the things that are like a hindrance or something that like affects you. Like, for example, the thing that comes to my mind is I have 3 front doors for some reason. Not that my house is so big it needs 3 front doors, but that I have 3 consecutive front doors that you have to walk through. And the middle one, it's bizarre, yeah. The middle one, it slams and there's glass in it. So it's like really loud if it like opens, whatever. It has driven me crazy for like 4 years. And it's just something that I've gotten used to, but it bothers me. Mm-hmm. But it's like one of those subconscious things. You write down a list. I was like, that would take literally 3 minutes to fix. I just got a door stopper and I installed it. Problem solved. But there's so many things
you did that?
Yeah, there's so many things like think about like in your office or in the van or
round of applause?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We did
knock that out of the park.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. But there's so many like little things that bother you, but you've kind of gotten used to, like in your space, like in your office or in the van for us. Like
that is true. Yeah.
And then if you actually take the time to go around your space and write those little things down, you'll realize it takes like 5 minutes to fix this. Why haven't I done that yet?
Yeah.
And just clearing up those things is a great like refresh for the new year. So I heard that and I wanted to share it because I thought that was a great idea.
That is a really good idea, and it made me laugh because I'm thinking of like all the things that are at my house that Sarah has been hounding me for so long to do, and then I finally get around to it, and it's like it takes like a second. It takes like literally no time at all. And
all that stuff usually does.
Yeah, but hey, we'll fight tooth and bone about it for a long time instead of just doing it real quick, and it doesn't take that long.
These things never take long, so I think it's like a great refresh for the new year to like just go around your spaces.
I still don't feel like it.
Okay. Well, you don't have to take the advice. I was just putting it out there.
I like it, though. I do like it. I will keep it in mind, possibly.
All right.
If I get around to it.
Maybe put that down on your list.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy.
All right. So 2023 goals for the business. What do you got? You're the captain. You are the captain now.
I am the captain now. Side note, actually, this wasn't while everyone was sick. This was just the other night. I watched Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. Yeah. My God, what a film.
You loved it?
It was so good. Actually, now that I say it out loud, it was pretty good. It was okay. It was enjoyable. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But that one line where he says, look at me. I'm the captain now. So cool. So cool. So,
I don't think I would enjoy that movie, but I do want to watch it just for that scene because I've heard about it so much.
That scene's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's right in the beginning almost.
Oh, really?
It's pretty close to the beginning.
Oh, perfect. So I can just watch it and then stop.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But you're going to be sucked in. It's pretty good. Anyway, what was I saying?
2023 goals.
2023 goals.
For the business.
Oh, because you said I'm the cat. Okay, that's how we got on that little tangent. Number 1, get distracted less easily. See, because I just got distracted by that.
It's a great one.
You know what's funny?
What?
I distracted you in the van for at least 20 minutes talking about Captain Phillips yesterday.
That is true.
And then we found out that the Somalian actor that played the guy was nominated for an Oscar, and he was working in a T-Mobile or something. We went on a whole... that should be one of my top goals. Get distracted less. Get distracted less because this whole Captain Phillips thing it's
really impacting.
It's distracted me all week. I can't think of anything else. So, all right. Anyway, back to business goals for 2023. All right. Well, start off with the revenue because
it's all about that coin.
It's all about that cheddar, baby. That's all anybody cares about.
Exactly.
Right? It's actually not all about the cheddar.
No?
But it's partially about the cheddar, though. It has to be.
It has to be a little bit
It has to
about
be
the cheddar.
Partially based upon a cheese of your choosing. Okay, so.
A Gouda amount.
No!
Okay.
That was sharp. I'm dying to think of another one. I'm really dying to think of another one.
All right.
All right.
Be quick about it.
Let's switch it up. Like, switch it up.
Okay.
All right. Leave me provolone. These are really good.
These are good.
Yeah,
These are
I want
good.
everyone to know that this is not edited, and we are thinking of these in real time. Did we just get distracted again?
A little bit, yeah.
2023
A little bit.
goals. Okay. Revenue. The cheddar.
The
What
cheddar.
is the goal? So this year, 2022, we set out the goal $1 million, and we fell short.
We fell short.
So what should we do? Should we just try to hit that goal again?
No, we should 10x it. $10 million.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes
I like
perfect
that.
sense,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Why shoot for? I feel embarrassed now. I was going to say 1.1 million.
No.
We should shoot for 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah, why not?
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. No, we are going to shoot for 1.1.
$1.1 million.
$1.1 million in sales this year. I think that it's attainable.
Definitely.
I think we would have been right around that if a couple things have gone differently. And so I think it's definitely attainable. And I don't want to get too focused on that revenue goal because, like, I think 1.2 is also very attainable if we were really, just keyed in on that number. I think we could definitely attain that this year with some of the efficiencies on a lot of the jobs this year that we've made strides with.
Correct.
But we're also going to be doing some of these charity builds.
Oh, yeah.
You seem nervous bringing it up again.
No.
We already busted
I know.
the secret
I know,
open.
I know.
So we are planning to do some. We're going to start with one, obviously. It always, we got to start with one.
Start with one, yeah.
Start with one. And we want to incorporate this as part of our business. So I don't want to get so tied down to a revenue number that is like within reach, but like we would really have to be keyed in on it. And, I think that would be like a little bit of a downer to be so focused on that like it takes the wind out of our sails to do something like give back to somebody in need and build them a cool backyard.
But also, we need to make money so we can do the charity builds. So-
Exactly. It's a dichotomy. It's a dichotomy.
bit of a balance
That's
there.
why it is sometimes a bit about
the cheddar.
cheddar.
Right, correct.
So yeah, I think $1.1 million is definitely attainable, and I think
Yes.
as long as we stay focused on the things that we need to stay focused on, which I guess we'll get into also, the
Yeah.
things that we were talking about. I think we can hit that, and I think it can still we can still have time to do some of these things that we wanted to do, like give back a little bit.
Gotta give back a
Because it's
little
only
bit.
partially about the cheddar.
Right. The
The
other part,
part is about the giving of that cheese to someone who is cheeseless.
you share the cheese.
Share the cheese.
You receive some cheese,
You give some cheese.
you give some cheese.
Because otherwise you're just
Share cheese.
bloated.
Gotta put out these charcuterie boards for everybody.
Yeah.
Share
yeah.
cheese.
You get all backed up. Dairy. That's
Too
not
much
good.
cheese.
It's way too much cheese. All right. So I think that's what we are going to set out for this year. And why don't we talk about some of the ways that we think we can, or some of the things that we're going to do. What are you looking at?
I was reading the can of wine
Okay.
because I was going to ask for another one, but then I read that one can of this is equal to almost 2 glasses of wine.
What? That's not true.
That's what it says. It's equal to 1.7 glasses of wine.
What?
These things are dangerous,
No, that can't be.
but they're so tasty.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, I
they
got
are really
distracted
good.
again.
Yeah,
But I feel like getting distracted on a Friday.
that's okay.
It's like 5 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
What were we talking about?
What we were talking about was okay. So we were having the conversation, like, we need to get more efficient.
Yes.
How do we do more revenue? How do we
Yeah.
do more jobs? We get more efficient. And
What
you
does
were
that
like,
mean?
Yeah, you were like, but how? Because we say that a lot. Like, yeah, we need to get more efficient.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yep.
But it's also very vague.
Yes.
And you're like, what do you mean? What are we going to actually do to become more efficient? So we had to really step back, identify some of the bottlenecks
Yep.
in the biz, and figure out how we're going to smooth those out. So one of them, permits. That was our
hindrance.
most recent snafu that we ran into with this whole grading permit engineer situation.
Correct. And we don't do that many of a year, so
it shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't. But
we should never be in that situation again.
We should not. But the thing that's tough is the jobs are very detail driven. There's a lot of back and forth with the client to dial in all these things so that the architect draws the plans up just how we need them, and then all that kind of stuff. So,
right.
But that's not an excuse.
No.
We need to figure out a better way to do it. And what did we decide?
I'm doing it. I'm doing all of it.
Love that. So
I'm handling all of it from now on.
We are embarking on our new designs for this coming year. We have another 3 jobs after this that have been booked for a really long time that we're working through. So once we get through those, the rest of the projects for the year will all be new projects that we just started in design season. So
correct.
As soon as we get a signed contract, we start on that permit.
Correct.
So that way it's fresh in our minds. We know all of the details about it. We've just, done all the final tweaks on the design and the specifications. I'm going to then immediately, as soon as we have that signed contract, upload that to a Google Drive folder for upcoming projects with everything that Catherine is going to need to talk to the architect, to get the architect started on the plans, work through revisions. If she has any questions, I'll be right there in the van. So
probably will, yeah.
Yeah. So she can ask me any questions that she needs, but that way we can just get started on it right away.
Yeah.
And just get it out of the way.
Because what we used to do was I would be the one that filed the permits, but you would still be handling all the plans and everything. So then it was just constantly me being like, did you get the plans to the architect? Where are they at? Where's the architect at? Just constantly like back and forth, and it just created too much of a bottleneck. And then that led to permits being delayed. So we're cutting out that middleman. Ourselves as the middleman.
You're just cutting me out. You're just cutting me out.
All right, I'm cutting you out of that.
Yeah, perfect. Love that. So I think that is one of the biggest things that most of the time it doesn't cause a huge delay. Even if we do it later than we probably should have, a lot of times it works out. We get the permit in time. It doesn't cause a delay. But
sometimes it does.
If it does on 1 or 2 projects a year, and an average delay would probably be like a week or a week and a half or something.
Yeah.
If it's normal stuff. But then we ran into this new situation where we needed to get a land engineer to do a grading plan, and it set us back like almost a month.
Yeah.
So that can kill the whole year.
Yeah. And we were just so comfortable because we did basically the same job in the same development directly before it. So we were lulled into a false sense of security, and we're not doing that anymore.
And what did I keep telling you? Every time you were like, we got to get that permit in.
They love us here. Yeah. Don't worry about it, Catherine. They love us here.
They
every time I go in, they say how nice our projects are. They love us.
They still do. They're so nice. They're so nice there.
Not nice enough to get us.
Yeah, just disregard all the rules. But so that is
Can I have another drink?
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
So that is one action item that we are implementing. Another thing on the production side, once we start the project, is just in a general sense, being more aware of when things get ordered so everything arrives with plenty of time, because it can almost like not seem like it's delaying you, because most of the time it's not like, oh, we have to completely stop this project because this thing isn't here. It's like, oh, we don't have that yet, so that's going to be here next week, so let's jump onto this thing. And you're still staying busy the whole time. You're still working on a part of the project, but you're not attacking it in like the most efficient way, because, that material that you should really be doing right at that moment isn't there yet.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get lulled to sleep by everybody's still working. Everybody's still doing something, but you're not doing it in the most efficient way. And it's like, when you're on one specific task, like, just do that till it's completely done. There's no more of that one thing to do on the project.
Right.
So that is just a general thing that we need to be more aware of, is just have the stuff there.
Yeah.
Have the stuff there. If we have to cover, if we have to tarp stuff off, like that's fine, but just get it there and then it's there.
Yeah.
we just
And
jump
that's
right
kind
into
of like a bigger goal too, because like I feel like we've made a lot of strides in that this year. Like we have been good about getting things there when we need it, but the thing that delays us is when the client hasn't made design decisions and then you're like trying to like show them things at the last minute and then get things ordered really quickly. So getting things there is one thing, but like getting people to make decisions is like another part of that goal. Like everything needs to be nailed down before we start. Before we even get there, everything needs to be nailed down.
Yeah, especially material selections. You know, like we've already established, like the most recent thing that we were still deciding on was the color of the ceiling and wall material underneath the roof structure. So we knew what series we were using. We knew all of those things, but we were between a few colors. And I think they wanted to see, you know, some of the deck boards down. And it's like, this probably isn't going to cause a delay, but it could potentially. Yeah. And you just need like a couple of those things to happen to, you know, take it from like super productive and efficient to not that efficient, you know? And if you have enough of those things happening, it really, over the course of a whole year, it really slows you down without even realizing it. So that's something that we're definitely going to try to get better at this year.
Definitely.
And what else? What else are we gonna do?
I don't know. I don't remember what else we said.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There was a couple of things that we were talking about with Ant. So one of the things I think that is already just that we implemented with this current job is every morning, because let's be real, we were a little bit lax on what time the day got started.
Right.
To a certain extent.
Oh, we're about to blame this on me?
Some people more than others.
No, I was on my own time. I wasn't on carpenter time. I was on my own time.
Yeah. She's just out here living in her own world. No, there was no, because Catherine's doing a lot. She's doing posts at night sometimes. So, you know, it was kind of like, you know, just come in whenever. So it was like 8:15, 8:30 sometimes, whatever. And again, not a huge deal. I'm like usually running around that 5 minutes late scenario. But I decided, you know what? Everybody else was typically on time. But we decided every morning we are going to do a 8 a.m. meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting starts at 8 a.m. on the job site. And it's, again, some days I might just be doing, you know, computer work or something like that. It might not be a day that I'm built on. So I don't technically need to be there right at 8 o'clock because the guys can get started without us. You know, you might be working on something completely unrelated to what's being built that day.
Right.
But just the fact of setting that time aside, 8 a.m., it's a hard start to the morning. That's when the meeting starts, and we talk about what are the objectives for the day, what are we trying to do, and then as soon as that meeting is over, it's, you know, maybe 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds, and it's just like, okay, now we start. Instead of like, you know, just kind of standing around like, oh, well, you know, what'd you do yesterday? What's going on? It's like, meeting started. We're talking biz.
Right.
Let's get into the bones of what we're going to do today. And that like little thing, I think has made a huge impact.
Yeah, I think it's been great.
Small changes, huge impact.
Yeah, we should have been doing this all along. It's been really helpful.
Yeah, our boss is a little bit too lax sometimes.
Our boss is really lax sometimes.
Too lax sometimes.
He's making changes though in this new year. I heard
he is. Yeah, he's got goals.
That's what he told me.
He's got goals for himself and for everybody. So,
something about.
Okay, so yeah, that is just a simple thing that we implemented that has been a game changer, I'd say.
I would say, yeah.
And I think it's helped morale, too.
I
it's
agree.
Just like, everybody's all amped up, like, all right. And Ant leads the morning meeting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do inspirational quotes to start off.
Sometimes, yeah.
I did that once, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. They can't make fun of us for being late all the time now.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm like an early person now.
You are?
I'm there at like 7:35 to 7:40.
No.
Yes, I am.
7:40?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're at
I'm 7:55.
No, you're like 7:59. You're like strolling out of the van like, what's up? It's 8 a.m. You gonna start this meeting? It's like, we're waiting for you. Anyway, a couple other things that we talked, especially with Ant, about was, what are the things productivity wise on the job site that are causing bottlenecks? And as the jobs get more complicated, there's more different aspects to them. There's plumber, electrician, all that kind of stuff. One of the big things is coordinating with those subcontractors way ahead of time to make sure that we have them on the schedule, and then being able to nail down an inspection to keep things moving. Because our rough inspections, we need to get a rough electrical inspection before we start on any of our ceiling material, because they need to see all the wiring. So that is another thing that could hold us up.
Yeah.
And that's why the the electrician just started on that job yesterday. And, we knew it was going to take them a couple days to rough all this in, but we're like, all right, well, we're calling in the inspection now because they've been running, almost a week behind at the township. So we wanted to get that in. And we're like, hey, inspection is next Thursday, so you got to be done. And just doing those things instead of waiting for him to be ready, having all the electrical done, and then calling, and then it might be another week before the inspector can get out, and then you're in that mode of scrambling like, all right, well, we can't jump on the ceiling, so what can we do now to stay busy? And the more you can stay on top of those things, the better.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
That was something I hadn't even thought about, because I feel like we were, again, lulled into this false sense of security because we kept doing, we would get inspections, and they'd be like, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow morning, whatever. Yeah. No big deal. But now, all of these inspections have been delayed, so it's like...
Yeah, everybody's busy, I guess.
I don't know if it's the holidays. What's everybody got going on?
Yeah.
Who else is building in this town other than us?
Yeah, we own this town.
We own this town.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Anyway. But yeah, when he brought up that this morning, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Like,
yeah,
if we can pre-schedule these things,
yeah,
we're gonna be so...
Oh my God, we're gonna be firing on all cylinders. It's gonna be so amazing. And the other thing that does is it sets a hard date that we have to be finished for. So the other thing that we were talking about was, like, when we get there, usually we're starting the project with some sort of deck structure. That's like the first thing that we jump on. So it's like, we can rap about it real quick when we start. Like, okay, we start on a Monday. Let's call in the framing inspection for Thursday. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get this thing completely framed up, ready for inspection. It sets a goal and like a deadline that you have to finish. So you have something to work towards, and it keeps you kind of focused on what needs to get done, instead of like, on bigger projects, you can just kind of be like, all right, well, we're going to be here. We have 8 weeks slotted to finish this. You can like get in that mode where if there's not like a hard deadline on a certain aspect of it, you can kind of just start coasting through it. Like, you get out of the starting line hot. Then you kind of like, oh, well, we'll do a little bit of this. So we got plenty of time. Everything's going so well.
Yeah.
And then, so setting those milestones along the way, I think, good thing to do. You think so?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
I think I was the one that came up with that idea. So yes, I like that.
All right. Jeez. Take all the credit. Fine.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that deadlines give people something to work towards. So I think it's super. It's going to be... It's going to be helpful.
It's super.
It's super.
It's totally super.
It's really super. All right.
That's actually, that's a cool word.
Super?
Yeah, like, instead of saying as like an adjective, like well, I guess it still would be an adjective, but like, hey, that's neat, or like, hey, that's super. Mm-hmm. Instead of like, that's super cool.
Yeah, that's super.
That's super.
You know what? That's super.
You know what? You're super. That's cool.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I might start using that.
Okay, feel free.
Because lately, I always get on these kicks where like I start like saying like one phrase, and it'll last like a couple weeks.
Never.
Yeah, it'll last a couple weeks, and it'll be like all I say, and then a couple weeks later, I'll never say it again, and I'll have a new phrase. Right now, it's sick, sick, and I just like Aunt will say something, and I'll just be like sick. So that's my thing right now.
Yeah.
But maybe
so when that burns out,
maybe
switch over to super.
Super. I like that.
All right. Well, what else you got? We're running out of time here, my friend.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
We have so many goals to accomplish. Do we have to accomplish all the goals before the end of the
I think so,
podcast?
yeah. I think so. You have 11 minutes left.
Oh, no. We better get selling. We got $1.1 million to sell before the end of this episode.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's quickly... Oh, well, actually... I feel like we didn't really get into the rest of our goals.
Like our personal goals?
Our personal goals, and also like all we talked about was the $1.1 million. We've really been harping on that for a while. All right, so we've gone over that goal. We've talked about some actionable steps of how we're going to achieve that.
Yes.
And what
Gotta get faster to make more money.
Gotta get faster to make more money. Simple as that. Other thing, I think I'm not super worried about setting. If we say 1 million followers again, whatever. I'm more worried about just making the stuff better.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens with it, happens with it.
I'm more focused on like interaction.
Yeah.
I like when we go places and people are like, man, you really helped me figure out X, Y, and Z. I think that that's where the benefit is. So
Yeah.
I think that the goal is more so
maybe deepening some relationships with our audience, with our community.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm not sure how to work that into a goal, but that's the goal. Deepening relationships.
And just for simplicity's sake, we'll set the goal at 1.1 million followers because it was the same last year as the revenue, so same as this.
1.1, sure.
And podcast minutes listened to 1.1
1.1
million. We're at 2. We already checked that one off. We already accomplished that one. Sick. And then the other one is to. Was there any other ones? We sucked up so much time with the whole. I mean, that was the main one, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, the other one. Let's talk about what we want to do with the podcast this year.
Oh, what do we want to do?
What do we want to do with it?
Oh my goodness.
Well, one of the things that we want to do is we are going to. We've already talked to quite a few people. We're going to start sprinkling in here and there some guests.
Some guests.
Some
more
live
guests.
in studio guests.
It's got to be in studio though.
It's got to be in studio, and we're kind of handpicking some people. Something with a different perspective, like an interesting perspective. Somebody that does something different than what we do.
Right. We want to learn something.
Yeah, we want to learn something. So we're going to be sprinkling those in here and there, and we've already talked to a bunch of people that said they're down for it. So we will be sprinkling those in. So
yeah.
I think everyone's going to really enjoy those. I'm very much looking forward to, like you said, just like kind of learning. We've talked a lot about what we know and what we know that we need to get better at over the past year. This year, we go outside of ourselves.
Outside of our comfort zone.
Outside of our comfort zone. I'm so scared to meet new people.
I know. It's so scary, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be so fun.
They're going to be in our comfort zone, so.
Yeah. They're going to be on our turf.
They're going to be on our turf.
Yeah. All right, cool.
But yeah, I think that we talk a lot about decks and patios. I want to learn about other people's trades. I don't know anything about them.
Super.
I got to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good goal.
Yeah. And then we want to, incorporate we're going to start with one of these builds for somebody that's in need, somebody that deserves it. Yeah. I don't want to say somebody in need, but like somebody that like gives back to their community, that like is a very selfless person that maybe has gone through hardship of some sort or has defied all odds to bring hope to their community. I don't know. We're going to see what stuff comes in and who we think, is like, wow, this person,
they deserve
it. They've done so much for other people, and it's time for us to do something. Oh God. It's time for us to do something for them.
We're getting off the rails.
I know. And we're not even like, I've only had like one of these. I think it's just like squirrely end of the year energy. I know.
We were off last week. This is all coming to a head right now.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else to talk about? We're really going off the rails here. Remember how...
I forgot how to podcast.
Yeah, remember in the beginning of the episode, we were like, we got so much better at podcasting this year. Scratch that off.
Yeah.
We can add that back to the goal list. Get better at podcasting in 2023. Anyway, okay. And my personal goals?
Yeah. Wait.
What?
Secret question time. Sean, what are your personal goals for this year?
Oh, my God. My personal goals. You know what's funny? That was going to be my question for you. Yeah,
crazy.
So we'll just roll with that.
Okay.
My personal goals for this year. It's going to sound kind of crazy.
1 million push-ups.
No, I hadn't thought of that. How many would that be? Is that a lot?
It's a lot. It's like 2,700 a day.
That's too many. Yeah, that's way too many. One of my goals is read or listen to 50 books.
50?
It's almost one a week. I can take
Amazing.
2 weeks off. So,
Love
real
that.
books, not just books with pictures.
Comic
Real
books?
Books with words.
Okay.
Lots of words.
Love that.
But I think if I just, kind of download a bunch of books, because I'm in the car every day. I'm listening to them all the time. I have plenty of time to go through a book a week.
Yeah.
That's easy to do. A lot of times what slows me up from that is like I'll finish a book, I'll listen to it twice maybe, and then I won't look into like, what other book should I get next? And then I'll listen to music or podcasts for the next week until I hear about another cool book. So
Yeah.
I think if I just look up a list of like really great books that I should read, I'll get a bunch downloaded, have them in a queue, and I think that should be attainable.
That's a great goal.
The other one that I'm not committed to this one. I'm not committed to this one, but I'm throwing it out there as a potential keeper.
Okay.
Run 100 miles a month.
A month?
Yeah, a month. Yeah, a month. It's like 25 a week.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sounds bad for your knees.
No, I got new shoes that are real fluffy. No, I think it's fine for you. I don't know. You
Maybe
think it's a
consult a
bad
doctor.
idea?
Maybe consult a doctor. If that's all you're doing, I think that's bad for your knees.
No,
I think
I'll
you
do
need
it-
to
I'll do other
sprinkle
stuff,
in
too.
some other stuff.
Like what?
Some
Stretching. I do that every morning.
Yeah, that, but also like weightlifting to like build up the muscles that support your joints.
Right. Okay.
It's about balance. You can't do one thing.
Try
all
to
the
scratch
time.
that then?
I'm
How
not
about-
saying scratch it.
how
I'm
about
just
50
saying
miles a
maybe
month?
moderate it. I think 50 miles is good.
Okay.
As long as you still sprinkle in other things. But you have, you weightlift. You have that stuff,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got everything
Big
you need.
time, yeah. Totally.
You got everything
Yeah.
you need. You're fine.
Oh, yeah.
You'll figure
All
it
right.
out.
So that's pretty much my goals, and I want to really double down on this my morning stretching, yoga, meditation routine.
Mm-hmm.
That's been one of the most like impactful new things that I've done in a while that like really just gets me geared up for the day. It's very peaceful, very low impact, gets me limbered up and gets me my mind and body ready for the day. So I want to be more consistent with that.
Love that.
So yeah, those are kind of my goals. What do you got for this year? You've
Okay.
already kind of accomplished everything.
I know,
You've
I'm just
climbed
so
mountains,
amazing.
You've crossed
I'm
seas.
so
What
amazing.
can you possibly do
Yeah,
more
it's
in
crazy.
this year?
It's crazy how good I am at things.
Yeah.
No, I think that like spitballing off of last year, like we really rose to challenges. We loved like
Yeah.
challenging ourselves with like the sticker chart and keeping ourselves accountable and stuff.
Yeah. Why are you just like you have a?
I
You
found a
have
box
knife.
cutter and I'm just fiddling with it.
Yeah, it's kind of threatening. It's
But I was thinking, I was like, all of these goals that I wanted to do.
she's wielding a knife at me. Everybody that's not watching this video. All right, go ahead.
All of these goals I want to do. I was like, okay, well, I want to I hate cooking. I want to challenge myself in some sort of cooking way, or I haven't really found my niche with like journaling. Like I want to challenge myself in that, but then that just becomes way too many goals.
Yeah.
So my compromise is take each month and do a challenge, 30 days for each thing. So what I'm going to do, I think Pilates is going to be my first one. So Pilates every day for a month. Then February, every day I have to journal. Do some sort of challenge because I like the challenge aspect of it.
See which ones stick.
See which ones stick.
See which ones you like.
Exactly. So it's still
Wow.
a challenge, but I still get to try all these things that I want to do. Because like
So in February, can you no longer do Pilates, or it's up to you if you
It's up
want
to
to
me.
continue?
yeah,
Okay.
it's a challenge to see if I can do it, and then if I like it, I'll continue.
Sick.
But I mean, I already like doing Pilates, so I'll probably still continue that. But like,
Sick.
I'm not doing it every day. Doing it like I've actually been doing it pretty frequently, so I think that's going to be a good easy one. But
Sick.
anyway, like I hate cooking. I don't hate cooking, but it's an annoyance. It's a sticking point
It's so boring.
in my life. It's not something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So I want to challenge myself in some sort of way for that, you know?
Like an Iron Chef sort of challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pat and I, every day in the kitchen, we have to battle each other for who has
Oh,
the better
wow.
dinner.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
No, I haven't figured out that one yet. But like maybe run 3 miles every day or like something like that. Like I feel like keeping I don't want to
Challenge
say
aspect to it?
yeah, I don't want to say I'm going to do Pilates every day for a year because that's unrealistic. So if I do like a month,
With that attitude, yeah. No, I think that's really cool because it's like I think sometimes with like goals like that you set out, it's like part of not sticking with it is like it was too hard to get through like that initial like getting up to speed part, like committing to just 30 days. Like you can give it a full effort and really see like, is this thing something that's bringing me a lot of value? Because otherwise it's like, oh yeah, I tried running, but I didn't really like it. And it's like, yeah, it's just because like the first week it was really hard or whatever. You know? So I think that's a really cool way to try new things. Sounds like your goal is to get more goals.
My goal is to get more goals.
Your hobby used to be to have hobbies, and now your goal is to have more goals.
Yeah, I'm going to collect goals.
That's
but
cool.
also, I feel like the things that throw you off of your goals are like, oh, I had a vacation, so I couldn't work out. And then you like get used to not working out for that week that you're on vacation or whatever. But if I'm doing it month by month, I can kind of cater the goal to something that, like, if something comes up that month, it's still something I can do during that month, you know?
Right.
Like, if I want to go away all of the weekends in August on my boat, I can still journal every day. That's not going to be my life isn't going to impede on my goal, you know? So I think I'm onto something here, and I think I'm going to enjoy this year. What do you think? You want to join my challenge?
I'm down.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. What? All right, what do we got? When's the first day of the year?
That would be January 1st.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Typically
not a leap year.
every year.
Doesn't leap year
starts
start on the
January.
second? Yeah, but when is that? That's Sunday,
That's
right?
Monday.
No, Sunday. Monday's the observed holiday.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
All
Sunday.
right, so Sunday, what's the challenge?
I think you get to
Run
pick.
100 miles a day. Are we going to do the same thing each month?
Like me and you do the same thing?
Yeah, or just
Well, I want to
separate
do,
challenge?
I mean, do you want to do Pilates every day? That's what I'm going to do.
Pilates. Is
Unless,
it cool?
maybe, I love Pilates.
Yeah.
It's all about strengthening your core. I feel like it really helps a lot.
Everything comes from the core. People
True. You underestimate it.
They underestimate it. Everyone's trying to work on the vanity muscles, the biceps and the chest. Everyone wants to bench press. You're not using that too much.
true.
You're using the core.
You're using the core every day.
All right, I'm down.
You're going to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see how I feel after January. We'll see if I join you on the next one, which will be what? We can pick that out.
We can pick it out later.
Yeah, everybody stay tuned. See what we pick out for. Oh, why doesn't everyone join us? That's a great idea.
You think everyone's going to want to do Pilates?
I don't know. It's up to. I mean, they don't have to. This isn't like a threat or anything. Like they can if they want, and we'll stay in touch somehow.
Yeah.
And see.
And if you're like, how do I do Pilates? You just go on YouTube and Google.
Yeah. And while you're
Pilates.
there, check out Premier Outdoor Living because that's also really good stuff.
Also on YouTube.
Also on YouTube. Also this podcast on YouTube. So.
Oh my gosh. We're all over YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, let us know if you want to join our Pilates challenge. That would be fun.
Yeah, I guess we'll let you know next week how the first week is going.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Sunday, I got to start Pilates.
Yeah.
Do I need any special type of outfit for that?
No.
No? Okay.
You can do it in anything. You just need like some sort of mat. You can even do it like really on a rug if you needed to, but just something to like cushion
your
your
knees. If I
knees.
was really in a pinch, could I do it just like on the floor?
You could,
Or no,
but
it
like
has to be a rug or a mat.
it would hurt your knees. Like sometimes you're on your knees,
Okay.
it could hurt, or like a lot of times you're on your like belly, and then you're like pressing your hips in. That could potentially hurt.
Well,
So you might need like a mat, some sort of cushioning below you.
sick. All right.
But other than that, you don't really need anything. So
Well, I'm excited to try Pilates. I think the whole thing is to lean and lengthen, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm gonna get real svelte on Pilates in January. I'm so excited. All right. Well, I think we've rambled enough. We've reached the
I think
happy
so.
hour.
Yeah, we've reached our happy hour.
Hey, you know what? Great job this year.
Great job.
It's just been a great year.
Cheers
so.
to 2022
Yeah.
and the lessons we've learned.
And the ways that we will grow.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. All right. Well, hope everybody had a beautiful, happy, and healthy New Year's celebration. And we're just really looking forward to hanging out with you all this year. So buckle up. It's going to be a good one. But until next time, this has been the Hardworking Happy Hour.
See you next week.